Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about a phrase that, a lot of people don't like, but it's very true. And the phrase is this: you are as close to God as you want to be. And that's very sad, but it's true. You're as close to God as you want to be. Peter tells us in 1 Peter 5:8, this is what he says. He says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour. Peter tells us to be sober and to be vigilant because the enemy is lurking in the shadows. We have two great enemies lurking in the shadows. Number one, we have fallen angels. And number two, we have the demonic host. They are not the same. A lot of people think they are. Fallen angels and demonic host are not the same. Fallen angels are very powerful, very majestic beings, even though they're in a fallen state. The demonic host are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. Angelic fathers, human mothers. They died out in the flood. Those are the disembodied spirits. So Peter tells us to be vigilant because these entities are lurking in the shadows. When he says be sober, that means not drunk. Don't be intoxicated. You need to be clear-headed at all times so you can recognize the attacks of the enemy. Being vigilant means you're to be alert. You're to know it's going to happen, so you're ready for it. You're alert, you're ready. James 4:7-10 says, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he will lift you up. This is my question to you right now. And be honest with yourself. How are you doing spiritually? How is your life? How are you doing? Let's go back 1 year. Are you closer to God today, right now, than you were a year ago? Simple question. Most people, if they're honest, will say about the same. You know why? Because you're as close to God as you care to be. And we need to fix that. So how do you draw closer to God? How do you do it? Well, you know what? It's really very simple. There's only 3 steps to it. Right now, I want you to be closer to God next week than you are right now. I want you to be closer to God a month from now than you are right now. I want you to be far closer to God a year from now than you are right now. 3 simple steps that will allow you to draw closer to God. You know what we call that? We call that closing the gap. This is you. This is God. This is all the junk in your life that doesn't belong there. Well, if you're as close to God as you care to be, it's because there's junk in here that you don't want to get rid of. So you're as close as you want to be. But if you want to get closer to God, you got to get rid of the junk. Guys, this is not rocket science. Draw closer to God, get rid of the junk. How do you do that? 3 steps. First and foremost, you have to develop your prayer life. You have to pray a whole lot more than what you're doing right now. You have to set aside a time in the morning, at night, whenever that is. You need to set aside a time where you can sit there and talk to God. Guys, you need to tell God about everything. Anything you're worried about, you need to pray about. You should have no worries in your life. Anything you're worried about, you need to pray about. Look at all the people in your life you need to be praying for. First step, you have to develop a prayer life. Step number 2, you have to get into God's Word. People, every born-again believer needs to be reading the Bible every single day. Every single day. Even if it's just to crack it open to begin with and spend 15 minutes. You have to be in God's Word because that's how God speaks to you. When you're reading your Word, all you're going to do is sit there and say, yeah, God, I need to work on that. Yeah, I need to work on that. Yeah, I need to work on that. And everything you work on that draws you closer to God. So you need to develop a prayer life. You need to spend time in God's Word. And lastly, you need to get rid of all these things that are between you and God. And y'all know what I'm about to say because we say this probably several hundred times a year. You need to get rid of anything that doesn't belong in your life, and that always comes in one of 3 ways. People, places, and things. All this stuff that's between you and God is people, places, or things. There are people in your life, if you're bringing them up, you can keep them there. If they're dragging you down, you need to get rid of them. Places. Is there any place that you're going that you know darn good and well you shouldn't be going there? Bars? Maybe you get your palm read every once in a while? Could be anything. Is there any place you go that you know darn good and well you shouldn't be going there? And lastly, things. Are there things in your life that are coming between you and God? People, it's called closing the gap. Get rid of all the junk that's between you and God. This is why you need to do that. And this is what you need to recognize. Right now, you're as close to God as you want to be. And the reason that is because you refuse to get rid of the junk that's between you and God. Guys, listen. If you'll close the gap, if you'll get rid of the junk, God will bless you immensely. All this junk in the middle, all that's doing, that's keeping God from blessing you. Get rid of it. I know, this is not a fun lesson, I know that. But guys, listen. If you want to be blessed, close the gap. Draw closer to God. And you'll be blessed because of it. That's all I can say. Anyhow, I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell, you choose. But just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.